Internally, my biggest concern is how do we get through what is going to be a significant change in the sector. So we've been constantly working against the market. The market is against us. Coal's closing, refineries are changing, oil and gas is not in a good place. So our business needs to be much more agile and much more adaptable. And the only way I can see through that is to remove some of the regulated thinking. So similar to the airline industry, everything we do is highly regulated, which creates a behaviour which says, I'm scared of not following the rules. The only way we can get our business from A to B is to get more people not to follow the rules in traditional and conventional business terms.
We had a 20-year history of research and development around creativity and learning, but most of our work had been in the education field. When I started with the organisation, I realised that we were missing a trick in terms that there was things that we had been developing over those years that had real relevance and resonance to beyond education and the arts, and particularly with business. And so what we've developed now in IVE is a mechanism and a process to actually relearn and to teach creativity as a transferable skill. So actually the things that we do and we train and we develop in people goes beyond one particular sector, goes beyond one type of business. It is about people, and it's about building that capacity within them to think differently, to act differently, to behave differently, and ultimately to increase productivity.
Yeah. If you're 5, you're free to do anything. You're free to run around in your pants, as I keep saying. So if you're free to have that level of space and comfort around you and a safe place with a group of people, you can explore ideas and build in the resilience of having a support network who are in it with you. So that's why we did it as a group of our high potential mid-management, because building that support network is equally critical to increasing the skills and the competency and the creativity. So it will work. The stars align.
I think we all thought we were going to be singing and dancing, and yes, it was something that wasn't natural to us, and it broke down our barriers, but I think we all threw ourselves into it and all, joined in.
Slightly mad.
Halfway through the first morning, me and myself and Matt Oates were singing a solo in front of everybody, and very quickly thought, actually this would be good fun. I'm doing things I never thought I would be.
Well, all my fears were confirmed. Everything that we thought it might be, it was.
Watching people come way outside their comfort zone was quite a liberating experience.
Well, I think probably much like many of the other people in the room, there's a certain amount of sort of shock and horror about, oh my God, what have I let myself in for?
But because we're all in it together, and we're actually all embarrassing ourselves in front of each other, it took the edge off.
Just to focus on the positives in that it was a learning experience. I enjoy learning, so it was something I was keen to do.
We're all in the same boat. Nobody's going to look, silly if you don't get involved. It's just have a bit of fun with it.
I think we all overcame it together with the help of IVE. IVE really did get us to break down all our barriers, like I say, very quickly, playing introduction games and things like that.
You always had that element of fear throughout the first day of what else is still to come. But when we went a few more sessions in, it got a bit easier, that's for sure.
There wasn't anyone there that sort of kind of went, oh yeah, I'm really comfortable with everything I'm being asked to do. And like I say, as soon as you're running around in your pants all together, it's less daunting.
It helped that everybody really got in the spirit of it, and I trusted everybody in the room.
Each one of us, regardless of rank or position, left our job titles and our rank outside the door, and we were all in exactly the same boat, and that allowed me to open up.
I decided to just be myself and go with the flow, see what I could learn out of it.
I think again it was just looking around the room and looking at everybody else's faces and just thinking they feel exactly like I feel.
Creativity, absolutely. How to open your mind. I've seen it in work environments since, and it's really stood out. Watching workshops where there's been no element of that, you get the same answers. It's the whole sausage factory effect. If you can put a creative spin and open individuals' minds, you get better results.
I've definitely become more confident because I think if I can do that, I can do anything. So dealing with clients, colleagues in work.
It kind of made me challenge myself in my role. My role's changed as a result of getting this extra confidence. So for me personally, it's improved my career.
I've taken away some of the historical conventions and look at things in a different way now.
I like where you have to get up and perform something. I think that's really helped with problem solving because you can visually see it, you can see whether you're getting your message across or not, whereas I think sitting around a table you'd spend 3 hours maybe debating a point, whereas actually you get up and go, perform it then, show us the outcome, does that make sense? I think that's been really helpful.
We did an exercise building a tent blindfolded as a team, and that was quite good because it was a teamwork activity, but it was also around communications. Trying to build a tent with a blindfold when there's 5 of you trying to do that, it was quite exciting, but it was also quite rewarding at the end.
I think it had to be the spaceship exercise or when we were doing the skits. And yeah, I think we ended up laughing at each other so much, but with each other.
Is a free writing that we did, which allowed me to help in meetings and problem solving sessions to be able to get everything that I'm thinking of down on paper in a completely random and haphazard way that I can then reflect on and come up with some answers.
The mood board presentation day, because of the work that was involved in really analysing the makeup of me, what I am and where I was and where I'm going and how I get there, I think that was very important.
Communication with no words. And I think that's been really powerful, how you can get such a very significant message across to a group of people by actually saying nothing.
My role is communications manager, and I thought I was pretty good at communications before this process. It transpires maybe that wasn't the case. It's been a bit of a deep learning experience for me in that I've really adjusted the way I work, especially when it comes to things like collaboration and working with other people.
I think I probably had a slightly more traditional view of how to do certain things, and I think the one benefit I've got of that is actually some of the more creative ways of doing things sometimes can have as much of an impact. So I think that's one of the real benefits that I maybe wasn't expecting to get out of it that certainly has come across.
We as a group of people have a responsibility to help others across the business, and certainly the tools and the techniques and the skills that we've learned can definitely help anyone because it's a human thing.
We obviously work in a high hazard environment, so we need to take in account rules and governance, but our leaders need to be able to engage their people in a different way now.
That potential to reimagine is a vital commodity, I think, and potentially will become the commodity of the future in terms of business.
We'll need some measurables. So it's a question of, do you measure the results in the business or do you measure the results in the individual? And I think you'll end up doing both.
I think that on the anecdotal side, the qualitative side, if you like, there are just observing the behaviour of people yesterday in the training that we undertook, and the journey that they've been on from December to now is truly transformational. You can see it, it's palpable.
We set out on a journey that was not clear, and often things in business are not clear. It was based on some mutual trust. We very quickly formed some mutual trust and mutual ambition to arrive in a different place. We're quite early on in that journey, but from the change I've seen personally in the people that we've put through this organic process, the first cohort, has been night and day.
It's been brilliant.
Awesome.
Rewarding.
Enlightening.
Exhilarating.
Cooperative.
Fabulous.
Discovery.
Unbeatable.
Inspiring, definitely. Fantastic.
It's hot.
I know, after I said it, I kind of went, but...
Relaxed shoulders and everything else.
serious, Dan?